Moving to commercial trade package sizes, huge.
How are you finding it?
Very stressful.
So your first experience in a full project, start to finish, we were going through a pandemic.
Crumbled immediately as well.
5 years is the watch year. You heard it, mate.
Come on, Dad,
We'd like
please.
a Rolex, please.
Send the Rolex up the chain, come on. A bit more advice I'd give myself is try to understand the why on why we're doing things. Once you understand the process, how it works, then you can back yourself.
What was more nerve-wracking, that or me asking you to come on this podcast?
This podcast.
I thought so. Welcome back to episode 3 of Beyond the Build. Today we'll be joined by Alex Robertson, who is our contracts administrator. Alex started with Lords 4 years ago as a cadet, progressed into a project coordinator, and most recently is now our CA. He'll be talking about his journey and experience and what it's like to really start a career in construction and work from the ground up. We hope you enjoy. Alex, welcome. I'm really excited that you've joined us today. I've been looking forward to getting you on here.
Thank you very much for having me on. I've been very excited.
Yeah?
The lead up to it, I've been excited, so it's good to finally be here.
You've been practicing?
I've been trying to.
In the mirror?
A few bathroom mirror sessions, trying to get it ready for it. But
I love it.
We're here now, which is good.
Well, look, let's start at the very beginning.
Beautiful.
You were at university when you joined Lords Group as a cadet. Talk me through how that opportunity came about and the entire process.
A while ago, 4 years ago, first started labouring on the Hall Street project that we built in Bondi. And I was working there for about 5 days in the rain, covered in dirt, mud, just hated it. And it made me realise 2 things. Mm-hmm. The first thing was I do like construction and I want to do construction and pursue it. And the second thing was I want to be on the other end of it though.
Right, okay.
I want to do the office. I saw the boys walking to the office.
You wanted the beautiful skyline, the suits.
Exactly. Look, that's definitely part of it, but I didn't want to be on a shovel or a broom forever.
Yeah.
I wanted to pursue, I definitely knew there was more to it.
Yeah.
And I was keen to get involved in that. So next thing I knew, I was at a job interview a couple of weeks later, job interview here, and I had a job.
Just like that?
Just like that.
So were you already at university studying construction?
So I was there 2 days a week,
okay,
studying it, labouring throughout the day, and then doing nighttime university.
Wow.
Twice a week. And that was taking a toll, tired, labouring, and wasn't really feeling that I was putting anything I learned at work into practice at uni.
Yeah.
Two different worlds.
Exactly. 2 different areas.
So it was hard to manage.
Yeah.
But picking up and being in construction and learning that cadetship process tied directly into my university degree.
What was the degree that you were actually, because obviously there's so many different degrees for construction. What degree were you studying that's kind of led you into this pathway?
So I studied construction management, which was a 4-year degree. I studied at Western Sydney University.
Do you miss it? Do you miss being at university?
I definitely do not miss being at university.
No, okay, fair.
The stress and relief of finishing university and graduating was an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I bet.
It's so good not having to go home after work and jump on the computer, do your assignments, do your exams and study, and that's certainly something that I don't miss, which is good.
And stepping onto the construction site as a cadet, you've kind of touched on a few things at university. How did you juggle all of it at the same time?
For me, stepping into the office side of work at Lords Group really helped me excel at university. I found that the day-to-day tasks that I was doing at work were in direct correlation with what I was learning at university. So it actually helped me with my studies, and I found all my case study assignments, my exams were pretty easy. I didn't have to study that much for them.
All right, okay, don't rub it in.
Because I was learning them at work. So I was actually quite grateful for that.
It was like on the job experience, on the job study.
On the job
that
experience.
Was a direct reflection.
Directly straight into what I was learning, and also the boys I was surrounding myself with at Lords Group in the team were always willing to help me out. Were always willing to provide an extra helping hand when I needed something. I've got a question about an assignment, or I had a worry or a trouble that I needed to resolve or problem solve. They always helped me out, which was good.
So what kind of support, you just kind of touched on the team there, what kind of support and structure was in place for you when you first started?
So when I first started here at Lords Group, I found that the support came more from my team that I was surrounded with.
Yeah.
So I was really grateful to have a great senior senior CA and also a great project manager at the time. And there was formalities to it. So we did, have a weekly catch-ups and weekly meetings to touch on different items. But I found the place where I learnt the most was the informal things, going for coffees, talking about the site, understanding, site meetings, catching up with different trades, consultants, being thrown in the deep end in coordination meetings, design meetings, and then also having those boys there to support me, to say, yes, you're doing well, you're not doing well, you need, a bit of a push in this direction or this direction. They were always there, and they always had me and had my back through those times, which helped.
And do you feel that with the team that you had, there was a lot of personal growth for you too? Because it's quite an important age coming out of university, and you were straight into the deep end.
I found my personal growth was in the direction of confidence.
Okay.
I found that coming into the role, confidence was something that I didn't lack, but I needed improvement with, because you have to understand, being a young person in the industry, you're not always going to be respected or listened to.
Yeah.
So unless you have your confidence and unless you know how to deal with people, respond to people, empathize, understand what you're talking about, you won't gain that respect. So the boys nurtured me in getting me to a stage where I could come out of my shell, be more confident, and then translate that to my workday and also my personal life.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Did it affect your personal life much coming out of Lords and that confidence boost?
It was great. It was actually really, really good. I found it helped with a lot of things in and out of work. It was really, really helpful.
So we've spoken a lot about confidence. Can you please explain to us what projects and responsibilities that you were working on that gained you more career confidence throughout your time here so far?
Beautiful. So my first project was Neutral Bay. And like we said before, I did lack a little bit of confidence there. However, being exposed to managing construction certificates at that time and also being in charge of managing some of the procurement processes really helped me come out of my shell and grow. I was tasked with items such as, the minor things on the site in terms of procurement, but things that matter, like all your project or your PC items, or your sort of long lead time items, your stone, your joinery. I was in charge of managing the procurement side of that and making sure the deliveries were ready when we needed them. So being involved with that process definitely helped.
Talk me through Neutral Bay in a bit more detail. I believe this was COVID days, is that correct?
Correct. So Neutral Bay was
how'd you go?
Was one of the COVID jobs.
Yeah.
The cursed COVID jobs, as we like to call it.
As every construction company has.
As we like to call it. So we did have our challenges. We did have times that we were working through COVID, came to a complete stop, and then started up again. But subbies had changed their prices, had no manpower, had a lot of new issues that none of us had experienced before. So it was a quite diverse setting where we all learnt. We all didn't know how to deal with these problems that we were experiencing, but we've sort of pushed through and got there in the end. And that's why Neutral Bay is such a special project for me. We were there for longer than anticipated and longer than we wanted to be there for.
Of course.
But in the end, we all came together. Resources weren't the great at the time. We had people come and go, subbies come and go.
Yep.
Lead times for all our items were, ridiculous because of all the issues overseas. But in the end, we came together and it was a
finished the project.
It was a great project.
It was a beautiful looking project.
My first project looked amazing. Won an award for it as well.
You did.
Which was really good. Yep. So I was really grateful to be a part of that process.
And just to be clear, this was your first project out of university as a cadet and COVID hit.
Correct.
So your first experience in a full project, start to finish, we were going through a pandemic.
Crumbled immediately as well. I started, I thought this is going to be great. Construction is great. I love it. And then the world was ending all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And we had to learn everything again.
But I think as well, it just goes to show the endeavour that you've got. I mean, not many people would have continued doing that. I mean, that's a big ask. And the fact that you rolled your sleeves up and got on with it and created a beautiful project, like you say, that you won an award for, that just goes to show the amount of kind of work that was put into it.
Yeah, look, like I said, not just myself, but all of us that were involved in the project worked really, really hard. Countless hours, countless long nights,
Yep.
concrete pauses at ridiculous times, and we really gelled as a team, which attributed to the success.
That would definitely bring a team closer together, probably than
anything
else. But it's great to hear success stories from those dark times.
Yeah.
And most companies or most people that you hear from, everything was complete shutdown. Like nothing was operating. There was no work. Everything was falling apart. And it just goes to show the amount of work that goes into Lords behind the scenes, not only to keep people in jobs, but to keep these incredible projects afloat and actually have a finished project, even if it took a little bit longer.
Awesome.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit longer.
How much longer?
2 or 3 years.
Fine.
Than we anticipated.
Drop in the ocean. Don't worry about
we got
it.
there in the end, which is all that matters.
So we spoke about COVID. Obviously, there was a lot of learning that came from that, especially at such a young time in your career. Can you talk me through some of the biggest learning curves that you've had after COVID?
For sure. So after I finished, as we mentioned, that project at Neutral Bay, I actually jumped from the residential sector to the commercial sector that we have here at Lords Group, which was a big jump and was a big learning curve for me, especially with the scale of project that I moved to. So I went from 7 apartments in Neutral Bay to a 1,500 square meter site in Double Bay.
Wow.
It's 3-story basement, retail. It's also got a residential section, commercial office spaces. So that jump for me was a huge learning curve because I had never done anything like it. I was used to that residential area where I was comfortable. I was comfortable. I sort of found my little bubble that I was
good at the work. You knew what you were doing.
I had my little cozy jacket on, and I knew how my day was planned and how it was sanctioned out. But moving to commercial, the trade package sizes, huge.
Really?
Yeah. The budgets that you're working with are huge now as well. Not huge, but but
you heard it here first.
But the packages are enormous. The scope increases, obviously. Programs extensive, bit more pressure on program as well, because there's we've got early access areas that need to happen. We've got commercial spaces. We also have residential spaces. We've got different trades working in between each other, a lot of coordination, a lot of design coordination. So managing that process has been a huge curveball, but it has been really, really enjoyable, and it's helped my career progress more than ever.
Yeah.
This job that I'm currently working on now at Double Bay has really, we spoke earlier about coming out of our shell. This has really shown me that you have responsibilities. You have jobs you need to do. You have items you need to close, and it needs to be done by these dates. There's no...
You can't hide.
Yeah, you can't. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
You're either doing your job well
and
you're hitting your dates, or you're not, and you need to put in some serious...
Figure it out really quickly.
Or put in some serious OT. I've definitely done a few night shifts just to catch up and make sure that we're in a space where we can continue moving forward with the project, which is good.
No, I think that's great. I think it's the differences. I mean, obviously I don't work on site, so for me the differences between residential and commercial can sometimes get a bit lost, but when I hear the size of scope of work and how night and day it is, it's an asset to you guys that are actually doing it. It's great, and I'm glad you're learning more from it. Talk me through the project. What are you working on?
So currently, in terms of what I'm working on, my day today, I've taken more of a contracts administrator role on this project.
So you've recently been promoted, is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So I was a project coordinator before, and I moved to a CA role now, which is really good. And I'm enjoying it, but a lot more responsibilities, a lot of light on you, and you need to do well.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
So day-to-day tasks, and what I'm managing on the project, a lot of it's based around financials.
Okay.
So a lot of that's based around job forecasting, subcontractor claims, a lot of our variation work on the project, head contractor varies.
How are you finding it?
Very stressful.
In a good way.
A good way, but it's very stressful. It is a lot to manage, but it's a key to growing as a contracts administrator.
Yeah.
It's crucial tasks that you need not only on this project but every project that you will take with you from job to job, and being able to do those tasks well, I feel like will be at a huge benefit to myself.
Perfect.
Which is really good.
Good. And can you give us a rundown on the actual project itself? So what it is, where is it, where we're at with it?
So currently, it's at 2-10 Bay Street, Double Bay.
Good area.
Beautiful area.
Very good restaurants.
Maybe more. That's more in your.
Don't give me that. I'm doing overtime.
Yeah, I'm more on the tuna and rice and the laptop. Unfortunately, not much time for the restaurants.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say.
So this project's at 2-10 Bay Street, Double Bay. We have 3-story basement. We have a end of trip facility area, commercial tenancies, retail tenancies, and then moving up to level 4. They've just introduced a penthouse as well and a rooftop terrace.
So they've just introduced the penthouse and rooftop terrace.
Correct. So,
and how far into the project were you when this was introduced?
We were about 3 weeks away from pouring our level 4 slab.
Alex, you are learning some skills that not many people would.
And then they've approved the penthouse. So we've updated the design, gone through the whole structure and coordinated it to accommodate this penthouse. And we've successfully topped out our structure.
Great.
As of probably a fortnight ago.
Congratulations.
Which was a really big milestone for the project.
So we've spoken about your promotion. Very recently this happened. And you've went from cadet to project coordinator to a CA in 4 years.
Correct.
It's pretty good.
It's good. I'm very happy.
Don't be humble. It's great.
No. I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
I'm also very grateful for the opportunity because it's not something that occurs often unless you are doing your job well, doing it correctly, and also being supported by the business to grow.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So I've found that having the infrastructure in terms of having good mentors within the business, whether that being the guys I'm working with in my day-to-day life, like my other CAs, my senior CA, my PM, having those sort of team members around me really help. Mm-hmm. But then also having the management side of things where you have the involvement with the construction manager, with your directors, to be able to approach them, be able to, at any time I can go and, knock on one of the guys' doors and ask for help. Yeah. And also be able to know that they're going to welcome me with sort of open arms and say, how can we assist you? Yeah. Which is great. I've never been turned away from any of the higher roles, which some people may be scared to approach. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit daunting sometimes to approach these big bosses and the heads of sections. But the good thing about Lords Group is they really promote that.
It's like an open door policy.
It's an open door policy, and you feel relaxed to go and speak to people.
It's interesting though, I wouldn't even say it's an open door. Sorry, I know I said that they're my words, but I think it's a little bit more personable in that it's the CEO is right here.
Of course.
The GM of strategy is right here. The construction manager is right here. They're not sat in an ivory tower somewhere. They're very accessible, that you can go and see, we've got to keep our voices down right now because the CEO's next door as we speak. But that's the accessibility that people have, especially young people in the industry or people who have never worked in construction from all walks of life or all ages. And I think that's a very prominent and helpful thing that people need to understand about Lords, is the growth that we put into people. It's not just tick these boxes, do these courses,
Never.
see you later, bye.
Never.
There's so much more. So maybe if you want to talk to me a bit more about your mentors, who they are they still here? Shout out to them. Come back if you're not.
Yeah, come back, please come back.
Alex needs you. We've got a senior CA role to get to. Talk me through your mentors. How did it come about, and what's been the best way that you've been mentored so far that you feel actually that when you develop more that you'll carry on?
Yeah, so like I touched on, I was really grateful to have a great senior CA and a great project manager on my previous project. We'll go back. We'll start on the previous guys.
We'll go back.
Because
it was very different, right? You were very young. You were in residential. Now you're a CA. You're in commercial. So there's going to be differences for sure. There's
definitely differences between the teams and the sort of people I was working with then and people I was working with now.
Talk me through it.
I found that the people I used to work with had a great senior CA. Mm-hmm. Also had a great project manager who really nurtured my learning, and they were very helpful in terms of ensuring that what I was working on was beneficial to the project, but also beneficial to my growth.
That's great.
So that I was really grateful to have those guys around me at the time, and they would help me by getting me involved in a lot of things that maybe a cadet or a project coordinator isn't usually exposed to. For example, I did my first cost report forecast when I was maybe a year into my cadetship.
Really?
Which I found was a huge moment. And I was, sitting around nervous. Prior to that, I was used to, doing the spreadsheets, doing the reports, doing the typing, bit of the busy work, but not actually owning anything.
Were you in the meeting?
Yeah, so I prepared the reports. I had my project manager come up to me. He goes, mate, this is your forecast. I want you to prepare the reports. I want you to do all the invoicing for it. I want you to go through all the worksheets, cash flow, everything. Thrown in the deep end, update the forecast, and then I want you to present it to Jad.
Okay.
And
what did you think?
I looked at him and my heart dropped.
Really?
I was like, surely we're not doing this.
Yeah.
This can't be real.
What was more nerve-wracking, that or me asking you to come on this podcast?
This podcast.
I thought so. Please keep going. You had your first forecast meeting.
So I did my first forecast meeting and it went really well.
Yeah.
And from that moment, the boys really entrusted me with more tasks. They saw how I performed. They saw that I actually did well.
I can do my job.
Yeah, I can do my job, but I can also it's not something that a normal cadet would be doing.
When do you normally do a cost report? So you're a year into your cadetship. When do you normally do it?
Look, I'd say everyone's got their own strengths and weaknesses. And I think that you'll do it when you're ready.
Yeah.
Your team will be able to see, okay, I think he's ready for this. And I'd say maybe when you're a project coordinator is the good time to start doing it, getting involved with it.
But 1 year in?
And then, 1 year in, I know. But then being a CA is when you really sort of start presenting the cost report and you own it. So I think I was owning it a bit prematurely in terms of giving the opportunity to, but that was because I could.
Yeah.
So, that was really...
Good learning curve as well.
A big learning curve.
Yeah.
But a good learning curve.
And do you continue in the cost reports now? Are you still involved with them?
Of course. So now it's my baby. But you are now, there's nowhere to hide.
You are exposed. It is down to you. You're not a cadet anymore. This is on you.
CAs to hide behind. There's no PM to sort of look up to for a bit of questioning. This is your job. You're running the job. You're running the financials for the project. You need to know. And that's sort of the bluntness of it. Whereas you have to run this. You have to know what's happening, where every single dollar is going on the project, the risks, the opportunities, the variations. You need to be across it because upper management will want to know. Yep. And if you don't have the answer, that's not a good answer.
And have you not had the answer before?
Sometimes I haven't had the answer. 90% of the time I like to have the answer. And I like to prepare myself for the reports. Definitely night before, staying back, making sure I'm across all the items, the movements, so that I do have the answers when they come across. But luckily enough, also when I don't have the answers, we have a great team dynamic here at Lords Group and also in my team. Yeah. Where if someone sees I'm a little bit struggling with something, one of the boys is straight into to help, to pick up and to bounce ideas and knowledge off each other, which is really good.
Now, talk me through, we spoke about your mentors and the assistants that you got in residential. You've now moved into the beast of commercial, a lot bigger scope of work. Talk me through the team and the mentors and how it's changed.
So definitely changed in terms of the scale of team.
Yes.
That's the first thing that's changed. I went from a sort of 4-man band, myself included, in residential to a team of 10 to 11 boys.
It's a big team.
Now. So there is a lot of new knowledge that's actually within everyone. Anyone you speak to on a day-to-day basis, someone's got, a bit of information that can help you grow as a person. Yeah. From speaking to the site managers who are really experienced to speaking to, the foremans that are of similar age but have been across other projects and can share their knowledge as well, has been really helpful in mentoring where I'm going in life. Also from an office perspective, I've had the pleasure of working with a senior project manager, which I didn't have on my last job site. And he's come with just an absolute ball of knowledge. He's been across huge jobs in Sydney. He sets expectation of how he wants his team to work, to be managed, to deliver items. There's a quality that must be met, and that helps in your own work because look, we need to keep this guy happy. We need to be performing at the highest standards, and we need to make sure that we're on track with the project.
You're a CA now, and you'll have cadets and project coordinators working underneath you.
Correct.
So you're now becoming the mentor to the mentees. I don't know. How are you finding it?
Look, it is good. It's a lot of responsibility, and it is something new for me because it does take you away from your own work. You are used to doing your own job, but now having a few guys working underneath me, or at not underneath me, but
no, you're a leader. Yeah.
Now there's a few guys where you have to, lead and mentor to a certain extent. It is very challenging.
Yeah.
It's something new, especially being young, and balancing your own work, your own sort of workload that is demanding, that is challenging, that is a lot to take on. And then also giving your time to these other guys to make sure they're doing their role correctly is a challenge.
Does it give you a newfound respect for your leaders in the past, understanding now the
100%. 100. I think I actually took it for granted.
Yeah,
I took it for granted for a long time, and I thought, man, he's not showing me how to do this, or
there's no love. Why is he telling me that I'm good? Why is he
not responding when I ask him a question 1,000 times? Yeah. You know what I mean? But now I understand, like,
it's a big job.
These guys had their own work to do, and they were at maximum capacity.
Yeah.
Plus, they had me in their ear, sort of yapping to them for help, knowing nothing.
And I bet you weren't annoying at all, were you, Alex?
Definitely not.
Love me and tell me I'm good at my job.
Definitely not. Please.
And I guess people forget that when it comes to leaders and leadership is that you have your own roles and responsibilities, but there's this whole other aspect of what a good leader looks like. And it is an additional role to the role that you're currently doing. And when the team grows and when you grow as well and you're managing a full team, that's going to be one of the biggest learning curves, if you don't mind me saying it, I think you'll ever have. It's tough.
And that's how you can really differentiate yourself between other people that you're working with.
Yeah.
That being able to lead is its own battle, its own beast.
What type of leader do you want to be? Do you have an idea?
I'd like to obviously eventually progress into a leadership role. Yeah. More of a senior role. Not at this stage. I'd like to,
No, we're not doing that. He's not ready.
Look, at the moment, I'd like to just sort of, master my craft, get really, really good at what I want to do and being a CA, which is what I want to do. And then after that, sort of go into more leadership, helping the younger boys, get out on site more site work, walks, more showing them different processes, different methods, how things work. For me, the way I learnt was, guys, let's go out to site, let's understand the methodology behind it, and then we can actually transfer that into the paperwork or vice versa. You can write your scopes, but if you don't know the methodology behind what you're putting on paper, then there's no real point behind it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You need to know. And so being a leader ties into that and being able to show the boys how it works, the processes involved. I think one day I'd love to take on.
Be that person.
Yeah, I'd love to be that person.
What's the career development that you're looking for, or the next path? Are you, because you're CA at the minute, so obviously there's like a lot of knowledge for you to start to understand and invoke and start kind of progressing that way. Do you want to go down the commercial management route, or do you want to go down the project management route?
I think I'd like to go down the project management route, to be honest with you.
I can see that.
I'd like to progress, obviously, eventually to senior CA, then to project manager. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even, like you said, commercial manager might be nice, or contracts manager.
Yeah.
Sorry, contracts manager, not commercial manager.
It's fine.
Contracts manager. So I'd say CA, senior CA, and then project manager would be
What's the draw? I ask people about this all the time, and a lot of people say that they want to go down that PM route.
Yeah.
What is the draw for it?
I think the PM route, not everyone can do it. And I think that's what I like.
Yeah.
Not everyone's cut out for it, because you need to know your stuff.
Yeah. You're about to say shit, weren't you?
You need to know your stuff, but then you also need to, like we said, know how to lead.
Yeah.
And know how to be respected by your team, know how to manage, like I said, we've got a group of 11 boys on my job site, and all of them have different opinions. All of them have different testosterone levels, and we're all bouncing around each other. So you need to know how to manage everyone. And I think a good PM differentiates themselves by being able to understand and work and understand that everyone works differently.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is different. What they know is different. Experience is different. But being able to nurture that and deliver a project, on time, on budget.
Because it stops and starts with the PM. There's
Of course.
That's it.
Of course.
Big role.
That's what I want to do.
Good.
That's the route I want to
I think you'll be great.
go
I
for.
think you'll be good at it. I think you're going to be a great leader.
Knock on wood, knock on wood.
Yeah, you're not leaving us.
touch
You're
wood.
staying here. Like
Touch
we're
wood.
homegrown people. The industry's so hard, and it's hard to find good people. So we're not losing people.
Nah, that's what I got to take the hat off to the Lords Group. Very good in investing with the team within.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's a lot of boys that I've been here with from day one that are still around me and that are still growing in their own career and then also helping myself grow.
And even the people that have left, I mean, you're still in contact with them, still check-ins.
Yeah.
Everyone has left on good notes. I mean, some people leave and come back. There's so many, but and that's on episode 6. But look, I think it's great that we've touched on that, because I do want to get your experience, because you've been here for coming on, it'll be 4 years.
4 years.
5 years is the watch year.
Yeah, I know.
Got to stick it out, mate.
So I think Jad should up it to a Rolex that
Do you think
year,
so?
maybe.
You heard it, mate.
Come on, Jad.
We'd like
please.
a Rolex, please.
Send the Rolex up the chain. Come on.
We'll get to tier 1 and it'll be like, right, we're now on the Rolexes. I want to get your opinion, honest opinion, on the culture at Lords. I want to know what you think our culture is and how it helps people grow. Your case in point for it. I'd love to get your ideas around that.
Sure. So when I first started Lords Group, I think I might have been the 15th or 16th member of the whole company.
Really?
Yes. At the time, I think I was the second or third cadet.
Yeah.
To ever be at Lords Group, and the culture was a lot different then, in terms of it was tight knit and it was small, but now we're looking at it where we have, over 100 employees or around the 100 mark.
75.
75, sorry. Well, definitely not 16 or 15
We'll
anymore.
round it up. We work in marketing now.
We'll round up to 100. Now we're sitting at that mark, I've actually noticed the dynamic has changed, but not in a bad way.
Talk to me about that.
Which is surprising. We still have the closeness of when we used to go for coffees with Jad in the morning.
Yeah.
We may not be having coffees with Jad in the morning now, but Jad, like I said, is one phone call away, and he's also open to, us going to him, coming to him with problems, sitting in our cost reports. He's, walking around the office, talking to us day in, day out, and also getting to know us on a different level as well. Like he cares about our personal life and he cares about our work life. And that's like everyone at Lords Group. Everyone, you can take it to a sort of informal space where it's speak about your day-to-day life outside of work. But then you can also have the boys here that care about your work life as well.
Yeah.
So there is a really good balance at Lords Group that we all want to do well with each other. It's not a competition. There's no one.
I love that.
There's no one in competition with each other. It's competition to be the best as a group.
I think that's our next hashtag, Alex.
What a pair of hashtags. So I think that's good.
I think that's great, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. We speak about culture all day, every day, especially in the HR world as well. But Jad is a family man, and that really resonates through the entire organisation. We're not just numbers here. So many companies that I've worked for, and I'm sure that you've heard of people working for, is a churn and burn. It's like you're an allocation, your number, that's it, you move on. Whereas here, people genuinely want to get to know who's behind the role. And I think that really helps, and that shows in the excellence of our projects that we're delivering and what we do, the strive to be better than everybody else.
Also the scale and the growth as a business.
Yeah.
It's evident that you can see where we've come from to where we are now.
4 years, 15, 16 people
exactly.
to 75.
Exactly. So that
pretty big.
That growth in itself, our project size that we're working on now, the team members, the boys around us, that's all gotten a lot better, which is really good.
Okay, Alex, I'm going to test you.
Oh, here we go.
You ready?
Here we go.
What is our 5 values at Lords?
Oh, you put me on the spot now. Okay. Honesty and transparency, excellence, ever forward, strong relationships, passion,
Nice.
and I think there's one more.
Oh, is there?
There's no more.
There's no more.
That's fine.
Is there any values that you resonate with more?
Look, for me, strong relationships is crucial.
Yeah.
Really, really important to have strong relationships with not only your team members, but your subcontractors. Because at the end of the day, these are the guys who build the job.
Yeah.
We are in the office, we coordinate the design, and we get it to a stage where they, can take over, but they're the ones on the tools. They're the ones working hard day in, day out in terms of physically.
Mm-hmm.
And having strong relationships with not only the boys on site on the tools, but also their directors is really important, especially when you need stuff done and push comes to shove at the end of the project. When it's a bit chaotic, we need to have those good relationships.
100%.
For me, also being honest.
Yeah.
Honesty is another crucial value that I really, really resonates with me.
I mean, like I can tell, you're really being passionate
really
about this one.
resonates with me. And being honest in your day-to-day tasks,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to dealing with the financial side of the business.
And that's tough, right? That would be.
It is very
yeah.
tough. And dealing with this money, you're dealing with large sums. You're constantly, experiencing variation negotiations and money in, money out. And
Alex rocks up with a new Ferrari. We know,
yeah,
we know what's happening there.
That Lamborghini the other day that I came to work in was a bit, but being honest and knowing those values within yourself.
Yeah.
I also take that honesty in everything I do in life, whether it's relationships, family orientated things, friend related things. Honesty is crucial. And then applying that now in a work setting.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, second nature.
I love that you've said that because there's so many values out there that are buzzwords on a wall. And it's great to hear that you actually have a personal affiliation to them at the same time, it's admirable. What are they again? Go on. What are they?
Don't put me on the spot again.
Let's put it in alphabetical order this time. We've touched briefly on the growth and the change that you've seen in Lords over the past 4 years. We've gone from 15 people to 70 plus people. Talk to me in a bit more detail about that.
Look, the first one for me is just changing from our old office to where we are now.
Yeah.
Level 47, Parramatta Square, beautiful fit out, which I was actually able to be a part of.
Were you?
Yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
was involved in the fit out of this
I want to
project.
talk to you about this loose tile thing.
No. The liability period's ended. I'm off the books now. So
I didn't know you'd done that.
Yeah, I was involved in that.
Nice.
Which was really good. That was my second thing I was working on at the same time as I was working on Neutral Bay.
Wow.
So that actually tied in nicely because I had two things to manage.
Yeah.
Helped me with a bit of time management as well.
Yeah. I bet.
I was managing a bit of items here, managing my own stuff. So that was a good introduction.
Would we classify Jad as the client for that fit out?
Yeah, I'm saying Jad's the client.
How was it? Was that nerve wracking?
Nah.
Like, it's his baby, right? Like, I mean, he's built up from the offices that we were in to this. Like,
yeah, look, the scale is huge. It's two different worlds compared to where we are now.
Yeah.
And having Jad involved in that process as well was a bit nerve-wracking because...
How involved was he? Was he boots on, viz on, or was he...
I don't know if he was boots on, viz on. Maybe RMs on and trench coat on, but not boots and high vis. But he was still... That was especially my involvement because I was on the phone to him like,
yeah,
Jad, there's a delivery coming, and I was a little cadet, so I was a little bit nervous to speak to him. But that growth from changing offices has been really, really important and really good. But then also seeing how we've got a lot of new positions at Lords Group.
Yeah.
So, the guys filming the podcast today, we've got a dedicated social media team and content creator. Then we've also got a talent acquisition manager now. So making sure that we're hiring the right roles, we have the right people in the business, and that the people we are employing match the culture of the company, which is really important.
It's so important. I agree.
We need to be surrounded with like-minded people, and having that role dedicated just for doing that has been really good in surrounding yourself, especially on my project. Everyone that's came in is kind of new to the company.
Yeah, that's true actually. It's quite a new team down there.
I've probably got 9 new guys that are all have only been at the company for 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And making sure that those guys are the right people for the job, but also that we can all blend together is really great and has gone really well. So full credit to to whoever it needs to go to, eh? Full credit to Grant.
Shout out to Grant Rogers.
Shout out to Grant.
As I've said before, careers@lords.com.au.
Send the resume through, please.
Come work with Alex. You'll love
Send
it.
through.
I love that. If you could give your cadet self some advice, what would it be?
Look, I'd say you need to back yourself. I'd say don't wait to be perfect before actually backing yourself.
Great.
Because making mistakes, making errors is all part of learning.
Yeah.
Everyone does it, and that's what makes you grow in the industry. It makes you grow as a person as well.
So back yourself, make mistakes,
Back yourself,
learn from them.
Make mistakes and learn from them. And I also think that a bit more advice I'd give myself is try to understand the why.
Okay.
On why we're doing things.
Talk to me about that.
It's quite easy to sit at your desk and send an RFI or, process a claim or do the simple tasks. But understanding the why and the reasoning behind how we get to that point, why we're getting to that point, the methodology is really crucial, because without that, it's just sort of, pushing paper for no reason.
Mm.
You need to be able to understand and then tie that back into backing yourself.
Yeah.
Once you understand the process, how it works, then you can back yourself. You do have the confidence to say, guys, no, I think it's better if we do it this way. I think it's better if we do it this way. Or I think this suggestion may work. How about this? So that's really important. I think
good advice.
That's what I would say to myself.
Did you follow that when you were younger?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I would give it to myself from now looking
Yep.
back. Because I was always a little bit scared of what people would think.
Really?
I would find myself a lot of the time knowing the answer, and even sitting in a meeting and I would jot down the answer, and I'd say, okay, I think we should do this, and I'd write it down to myself, or I'd type it on the minutes.
But you wouldn't say it.
But I wouldn't actually sit there and say it, because I didn't want to come across as being wrong.
Okay.
When you're if you're
I
young
get
and
it.
you're in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
role, you don't really.
If it's the wrong answer, you're going to be embarrassed,
You're going to
right?
be a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah.
And especially if people don't know you, you're dealing with new faces, you're dealing with a lot of older people as well. You know what I mean? Like when you're young, you don't want to embarrass yourself, and you don't want to lose respect from any of the older guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
More experienced guys.
More experienced guys. Sorry, more experienced guys. So I think that it's important to actually just back myself and say, no, you know what? I am right. I do know this. I've been working here. I've done this. I've done that. I should know the answer. I should know the
hope
answer.
so.
Yeah, exactly. Like I should know the answer. This is my job.
Yeah.
And I do. And like I said, 90% of the time I did know the answer.
Yeah.
But I just was too scared to say it.
Do you remember the first time, the moment, I'm sure everyone does, do you remember the first time that you actually spoke up in one of those meetings? And
I think actually it was in a site meeting, a subby meeting, sorry.
Okay.
And we were talking about some waterproofing details for one of the car lifts. And I suggested a certain type of membrane application that I thought would work.
Yep.
It was just sort of a stab in the dark. I knew that I'd seen it done before, but I wasn't sure if we could implement it in this situation. So I said, I'm like, you know what, let me go for it. Let me just say it. Let me just speak out loud. And then everyone turned and everyone's like, oh, that's actually a really good idea.
And on the inside, you're like, oh my God,
And
oh my God, oh
and
my
I was
God.
like, yes, I've done it. Finally, I've done something, you know what I mean? So, and then we actually ended up doing that process.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, okay.
And do you think this is the advice that you'll start giving people coming into the industry at a young age? Is this what we're going to be looking at?
Definitely. Look, I'd be telling them that. And then I'd also be telling them that you just need to be a sponge. You need to absorb as much information as possible. You need to put yourself out of your comfort zone. You need to be able to engage with people. If it's walking the site and asking the Sparky, oh, why do you install your cable tray this way? Or why speak to the plumber, say, why is your stack installed like this? How does your floor waste work? How is your... I'm not too sure, but you know where I'm going.
I get it.
You know
Ask
what I
the
mean?
questions.
Like asking the questions and surrounding yourself with the guys who are building the job, the guys who are on site, is crucial for anyone starting in the industry, anyone growing in the industry. It's really important.
Good. And finally,
Yep.
What's next? What are we going to expect from Alex over the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, look, I'd love to get a few more projects under my belt.
Okay. Is there any in mind that you're kind of pining for?
Hopefully we finish this one now at Double Bay.
Hopefully, yeah.
within the year. Within the year, I'd love to finish it, in this last quarter of the year. And then after that, if there's any jobs in the east, I'm more than happy.
So you like the location of where you are?
I love being in Double Bay or Bondi.
Why?
Or you surround yourself with good people. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of options to...
it's close to home, it's close to the beach, it's close to the pubs, and it's close to the restaurants.
Said it yourself. I couldn't have said it any better myself. It's exactly why.
But the projects are lucrative
and the
beautiful.
The projects are beautiful.
Yeah,
like
stunning.
You're building in these sort of prestige locations where these jobs are recognised by everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone in the areas are...
They know it.
Someone's a developer, owns a big construction company or this, or they're a builder, and everyone knows these are the landmark jobs that we're constructing.
Yeah.
If you put your name on those jobs, you're setting yourself up for success, for the next however long. And it's those jobs, especially in those areas where in 10 years' time you can drive past with your kids and you can say,
yeah,
Dad built that job.
I did that,
what I mean?
yeah.
Or Dad did this or Dad did that.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a nice touch as well.
I love it.
Looking forward to those days.
It's great. I think, look, it's your breath of fresh air. It's so good to speak to people who are still technically young in the industry in regards to their career, 4 years in, and you've achieved so much. And I really appreciate you coming on and telling the story and giving us more information.
Thank you very much. It's been really good chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime.
Bit nerve-wracking, but we got there in the
end. You've done a great job. You've done a great job. And if you feel that any of this has resonated with you and you're looking for a career with Lords, please get in contact with us today. Thank you.